by the way, we are in for a treat. We got the Verizon channel manager on to train us on Verizon Wireless. So, guys, I want you to make sure that you got pen and papers ready. Let's get ready to rumble. Derrick Workman, take it away. I believe this
There
is.
we go. I couldn't come off mute. Thanks, Quincy. I appreciate that. Hey, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Happy Halloween. I don't have candy for everybody, but I do got a bag of tricks for you, and that's in the form of our Verizon Wireless products. I'm going to take you through that, show you guys what that's all about, how to sell it, and everything like that. So, again, appreciate everybody's time this morning. If you're ready, I'll go ahead and just jump straight into this. All right. So hopefully everybody can see my screen. What I have up is called our wireless playbook. This is something that you guys have access to. This does get updated anytime there's a plan change, a promotional change, or anything like that. This should be bookmarked on all of your tablets. So make sure you guys refer to this as often as you can. This is kind of your guide. This is your best friend when you're out there in the field, you're talking with customers to know exactly what's going on at the time. Okay. So again, this is called the Wireless Playbook. I'll actually show you how to get to it in Info Manager in a little bit. But yeah, again, just make sure you guys are referring to this whenever you need additional information, okay? So with Verizon Wireless, we kind of simplified this earlier this year. We have 3 different plan options that customers can choose from. One of them you probably won't sell a whole lot, and that's the Ultimate plan. But again, we have the Ultimate plan, the Plus plan, and the Welcome plan. Those are the 3 plans. That's the monthly plan. And again, you can kind of see what's included in all 3 of those. So I'll kind of break it down for you. I will be honest in saying most of the customers just go with the Welcome plan. That is the cheaper option. We'll go through the pricing in just a moment. But the major differences between these 3 plans, okay? So again, the Welcome is kind of your starter plan, your basic, features. When you look at the network that's included on the Welcome plan, it is a little bit of a slower network. You still get the 5G coverage, but it's not the ultra wideband. Okay, so you guys are used to selling our Fios product already. Think of the Welcome plan as a 100 megabytes per download speeds. All right, so it is a little bit of a slower network. It does not include our hotspot feature at all. So the customers are trying to connect to their phone to the hotspot. That's not included in this plan. And as you can see, when you're streaming, videos or content, it's really DVD quality streaming because it is a slower bandwidth. It is a slower network, if you will. Again, it's a starter package, right? When you go up to the Plus plan, you actually get the access to the 5G ultra wideband. So I mentioned that the Welcome is about 100 megabytes. When you go up to the Plus, that's where you can get speeds up to a gig, really. You know what I mean? Realistically, in some areas, okay? So big jump there in the network, the bandwidth, obviously the speeds that are included in the Plus plan. You also get the hotspot feature included on the Plus plan. That's up to 30 gigs per line. You can go beyond the 30 gigs if you want, but they do throttle you. So the hotspot feature itself will slow down a little bit if you're connecting a tablet or a laptop or something like that to your smartphone through that. And as you can see, you get the 4K quality, HD quality streaming on the Plus plan, where you don't get that on the Welcome plan. Okay. When you step up to the Ultimate plan, what you mainly get with that is international. That's really for customers that travel abroad regularly. So maybe your military, your government people that travel abroad, or just, maybe retired people that travel a lot out of the country. Okay, because what you get with that is you're going to get that roaming high-speed data on the go. You get unlimited calls within those countries that you're visiting to and from. You get the third world countries, international long distance, things like that. So if customers are traveling a lot out of the country, out of the United States, abroad, then the Ultimate plan is definitely the way to go, because all of that international stuff is already included in that plan for those customers. You can get what's called a travel pass for the Plus or the Welcome, but what the travel pass does is every day that you're traveling abroad, you're spending $10 per day if you're using the internet or you're using messaging while you're out of the country. So again, customers that are traveling, they definitely want to go with the Ultimate. But if they don't, then there's really no need for this plan at all. Okay. Or even if they only travel once a year, better value would be to go with the welcome or the plus. Okay. So that's kind of a breakdown of the three different plans: welcome, plus, and ultimate. And that's kind of the differences between the three. Okay. When you talk about our perks, I mentioned that on the welcome plan, the hotspot is not included. You can add the hotspot feature to the lines for the welcome plan. It's $10 per month. For customers that want to add the Hulu, Disney, ESPN, the Disney bundle, um, that's normally, I think it went up just recently to like $17.99 or $19.99 per month. They can add that Disney bundle for just $10 a month. Customers can add Walmart Plus membership for $10 a month. The Apple Family Music, which is normally $15.99 a month, that can be added for just $10 a month. There are several different what we call quote unquote perks. We used to include these perks in the plans prior to the changes earlier this year, but we decided that a lot of customers' feedback was, we don't need that stuff. Let me just pay for what I want. So that's why we have these perks now. They're separate. I won't go through every detail of every single one of these. You guys can read up on these more if you go along. Again, the major ones that we add on is going to be the hotspot feature if customers want to add that. The Apple Music obviously is a very popular one because it is cheaper than if you subscribe through Apple, of course. And then like the Disney bundle is as well as one of the major ones we sell because again, those price points, if you go through Disney to subscribe to their Disney bundle, you're paying, $17.99 or $19.99 a month. We discount that at a flat $10 per month for each one of these perks. Okay. So those are the perks that you can add on top of these plans that I mentioned. Now let's go ahead and get into the pricing. All right. So unlimited welcome, unlimited plus, unlimited ultimate. Say your customer has 4 lines that they want to go with. They can mix and match these different plans. They don't have to get all ultimates. They don't have to get all plus or all welcome. They can have one welcome, 2 plus, and one ultimate. Again, it's mix and matching depending on the 4 different members of the household. If you got one child, they probably want to go with the welcome, right? You have an adult that travels a lot. They want to go with one of the ultimates. And then the other 2 can go on the plus, for instance. The prices that you see here, so the unlimited welcome with 1 line or 1 phone is $65 per month for that plan. Okay. If the customer has 2 lines, 2 phones, and they go with the welcome on both of those, it's $55 per line. So 2 lines on the unlimited welcome would be a total of $110 per month. Okay. As you can see at the top here, it does say auto pay discount. The auto pay discount, very similar to the one on the FIO side, right? $10 off. It's actually $10 off per line per month when they enroll in auto pay. So we really want to make sure we're stressing that discount with the customers, especially if they have multi lines, right? If you have a customer that has 8 lines, that's saving them $80 per month, $10 per line when they register with the auto pay discount. Okay. So that's kind of a huge thing on the wireless side. But again, 1 line, you see the pricing, 2 lines, that's $80 per line, 3, 4, on up to 5 or more. Once you get to 5 or more, the discount that they get, of course, per line is flat. So 5 lines or more on the welcome is $27 per phone. So if my math serves me correctly, that's $135 per month for all 5 of those lines. Okay. So I'm going to take a quick pause because I know I ran through that pretty quickly. All of these things start with a P, but we have the plans, of course, what the different options are, welcome plus ultimate. You have the perks that you can add on top of that. And then you have the pricing matrix right here for customers. And again, the price that you see is reflective with the auto pay discount. So I'll just take a quick moment and see if anybody has any questions on those 3 things. Plans, perks, and pricing.
All right, guys. If you can, virtually raise your hand and I will unmute you. Any questions? All right. We have Kyla, are you able to unmute yourself now? Yes.
Yes. Good morning. Could you run through the line count again, just really like a brief rerun?
Yeah, yeah. So it's like the pricing goes, Kyle, on that, how that works.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. So again, customers can mix and match these plans. So if they have, two or more devices, they don't have to put every line or every phone, if you will, on the same plan. Like you can have one line on the welcome, and then you can have one line on the plus if you want. So those two lines, when you look at that pricing, you go to the two line row because you have two phones. The unlimited plus, the line that's on the plus would be $70 per month. And then the line that is on the welcome would be $55 per month. So it would be $125 per month for two lines, for two phones, one on the plus and then one on the welcome. Okay. If you had two lines on both of those lines are on the welcome, it'd be $55 per line. So 55 plus 55 would be $110 per month for two lines on the unlimited welcome. Okay. So you can, again, kind of mix and match. The first thing to do is decide how many lines does the customer have? How many phones do they need, right? Because then you can just go straight to whichever, how many devices they have, and then you can go across and look at the pricing. So if you have four phones, if you go with two on the plus, that's $45 for those two lines each. So that would be $90. And then you have $2 on, the other two lines are on the welcome. That'd be $30 per on those. So that would be $60. So it'd be 90 for the two lines on the plus, and then $30 each, so $60 for the two on the welcome. You'd be at $150 per month for all four lines. Hopefully that answered that question and provided a little bit more clarity behind it.
Thank you very much. Kylie gave you a thumbs up. Great job. Anyone else have a question? Yes, Stephen. You should be able to unmute.
Unmute. Yeah, thank you, Quincy. So the question is, I have two. One, if the customer gets any of these plans, do they get a discount if they combine their bill with any other accounts that they have, either residential or business? And then the second question is, will we be able to get a cheat sheet with pretty much a summary of what's on the screen?
Yes. So I'll answer the second question first, Stephen. Great question. So the cheat sheet is what's on the screen, and that's in that wireless playbook. That's what this guide is. It comes in a PDF or PowerPoint presentation format for you guys, and you can find this directly on the tablet. There's actually a bookmark now, quick link right there on the home screen for you guys that takes you directly into this job aid. Okay. And of course, if you don't see the bookmark there, you can just go to infomanager.verizon.com on the tablet and be able to just quickly search for it as well. And I'll show you guys in just a few minutes. Okay. But the first question is in terms of business, I only work on the residential side, but in terms of discounts, it's not like the customers can combine the bill. We won't be able to combine the FiOS bill with the wireless bill, but we do have, of course, the mobile and home rewards offer for joint customers. So customers that go with FiOS and go with mobile, they would be eligible for that mobile and home discount. Okay. And I'll just go ahead and just quickly scroll down to that section so we can talk about that since Stephen asked a great question. Okay. So you guys know that if it's a new customer, so if you're signing them up for new FiOS service and you're signing them up for new wireless service at point of sale all at the same time, whatever service, whatever order you placed last is the discount that's going to be reflected on the customer's bill. Okay. So for example, if you place the FiOS order first and then 10 minutes, 15 minutes later is when you complete the wireless order, their discount is going to be reflected on the wireless bill. They're going to get the wireless mobile and home discount, not the FiOS discount. Okay. So just to clarify that, sometimes the FiOS discount might be the better of the two discounts. And sometimes the wireless discount may be the better of the two discounts. So you want to make sure that once you address that with the customer and you're working with the customer, you figure out, hey, do you want to go with both products? Okay, well, let's get this order placed first because you're going to get the better discount on this product. Okay. And again, the way that the mobile and home rewards discount works is with FiOS. If the discount applies to the FiOS bill, it's a $25 per month discount off of their FiOS service. But again, the FiOS service has to be, the FiOS order has to be placed last. So an example of where you are talking to a customer, a lot of your customers may already have Verizon Wireless. Okay, great. You already know going into that conversation, they already have wireless. So let's talk about the mobile and home rewards discount on the FiOS service that you're getting set up for that customer. The flat $25 off of their FiOS bill. Okay. But if you're doing new, where the customers would benefit on the wireless side for the wireless discount, it's $10 per line off of their wireless service. So if they have 3 or more lines, that wireless discount is going to be $10 per line. That would be a total of $30 off of their wireless bill each month. So in that scenario, you want to place that FiOS order first and then come back and do the wireless order second, because the greater discount is going to be on that wireless bill, right? Hopefully that made sense. Again, just to kind of recap, the FiOS discount is $25 off their FiOS bill if the FiOS order is placed last, and the wireless discount is $10 off per line if the wireless service is placed last. Okay, so if you're working with a customer, they already wireless, you know you're going into that conversation with the FiOS discount. It's automatic. But if you're doing new, decide how many lines they have first. If they only have one line, they're only going to save $10 off their wireless bill each month. So you want to just go ahead and place that wireless service first and then come back and do the FiOS order second, because the greater discount would be on the FiOS bill, right? But again, if they have 3 or more lines, the greater discount is on the wireless service. So place the wireless order last. Get that FiOS order in first. Okay. That was kind of a long-winded answer, so I apologize, but hopefully that provided some clarity on it. Any follow? Okay, I don't know. Is that a high five or is that a hands up? You're good, Stephen?
Yes, I want to make sure as well. So let's take him off mute. Stephen, did that answer your question?
Yeah, that explains it perfectly. And it's good that we have the cheat sheet because I think a lot of us are gonna need that, and especially myself. But that answers the question perfectly.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, you definitely want to refer to this. Like I said, have that bookmark, quick access to it, because when you're in that conversation, too, I mean, you guys will never master the wireless product. There's so much to it, but as long as you know enough to be dangerous, right? But have this quickly at your disposal, so when those conversations are happening with the customer, you're not getting stumped, if you will. You can just quickly refer to this. So I would definitely recommend every day before you start your day, just go ahead and click on it. And that way you have the newest playbook right there up on your screen, and you can refer back to it as you need to. Okay. So yeah, again, when the customers are doing the mobile order last, they're saving the $10 off per line. We'll just go back real quick to the plans. Say the customer has 4 lines, all 4 lines are on the welcome. Okay. They got FiOS service installed. They're good to go with FiOS. Awesome job closing that sale. And then 2 days later is when they get their mobile, they get their devices, they're activating their wireless plan. They would save $10 off per month on each one of those 4 lines. So instead of it being $30 per month per line on the welcome for those 4 lines, it's $20 per month per line. All right. That takes them from $120 per month down to $80 per month, simply by having that FiOS service installed first. Okay. Big discount, man. And again, if you go with 5 or more lines, you got 8 lines, you're saving $80 a month off of your wireless bill each month just by having that FiOS service installed first. Okay. So yeah, big discounts. One thing real quick that I want to notate, you guys may have noticed, and anybody good at math, right, can figure this one out. If you're looking at welcome and you're going with 3 lines on welcome, you probably noticed it says $40 per month. That's $120 per month for the welcomes. If you're going with 4 lines on the welcome, it's $30 per month. Same math, $120 per month. All right. Don't ask me why it is, right? But what I'm telling you guys is this is an easy way for you. If you know the customer only wants welcome, you probably never want to do 3 lines. Just go with 4 lines because it's the same cost each month, $120 for that customer. They may not need that 4th line, or maybe they do need that 4th line and they just don't know it, right? Because it's the same cost per month. Maybe they have another relative, maybe they have another child that they were thinking about getting a phone, they weren't quite ready. So for you guys, it's beneficial for you to go ahead and just position that 4th line at the same monthly cost for the customer. Get that 4th line and activated for them instead of just selling them 3 lines. Okay. Just one quick note as far as like the pricing goes on this. Quincy, I apologize. Did anybody else have any questions before we go into the next section?
Silence is golden. I don't see any hands up. Let's move forward.
All right, perfect. Thank you, guys. All right, so again, just quick recap. Plans, perks, pricing. Now we're going to the next piece, okay, which is the phones themselves. And that kind of ties in to our promotions as well, okay? I don't need to go through every phone that we have out there, right? Most of you guys are pretty savvy. I'm sure you know what phones. The popular one right now, of course, is the iPhone 15 that just launched, right? You basically have the Android platform, the iPhone platform. Most customers know and want what they want, right? You don't have to go through a big spiel. iPhone users are generally going to stay with the iPhones. Android users are usually going to stay with the Android platform, okay? You guys can learn about the phones if you want, the ins and outs, the intricacies of them. I'm not going to go through all that with you. What I will say from a phone perspective, one of the things that you guys need to identify when you're selling wireless to the customers is, one, do they want to keep their existing phone? Do they want to keep the phone they have? They've had it for a year. They love it. It's working perfectly. They don't want to change. They don't want to purchase a new phone. They don't want to spend all that money, right? So they want to keep their same phone. If they want to keep their same phone, it's called bring your own device, BYOD. That's D as in my name, Derrick, not B as in beer. All right, let's not confuse the two. BYOD. So they can bring that device over to our network if 2 things. One, it's compatible with our network. And the only reason it wouldn't be compatible with our network is if it's an old device. And when I say old device, I'm talking about pre-iPhone 10 or earlier. Okay, so if they have like an iPhone 7 or an iPhone 8, that may or may not be compatible with our network because AT&T and T-Mobile use a different network or different technology back then. We're talking 7, 8 years ago now, right? Or 2, if that device is locked with their current carrier. Now, you're probably asking yourself, well, why would a current carrier lock a device? Well, if a customer went to AT&T or T-Mobile and they purchased a device from those carriers, and they put it on what's called a device payment plan, that payment plan is usually broken up between a 2 or 3 year period. So that customer may still owe money on that phone. And if they owe money on that phone to T-Mobile or AT&T, T-Mobile and AT&T can lock that device until it's fully paid off. So example, AT&T does a 2-year agreement with the customer. It's on a device payment plan. The customer's had that device for 1 year. They still owe 1 year worth of money, monthly payments on that device to AT&T. AT&T is not going to release that phone to us for the customer to use it on our network until they get their money. So if the full retail value of that phone was $1,000, we broke that up over a 2-year period. The 1 year in, they would still owe $500 per month for that device. They would have to call AT&T up, pay that device off, that full $500, before AT&T will unlock the phone for them to bring it over to our network. Okay. So again, just to quickly recap, if a customer wants to use their device on our network, it, one, has to be compatible. Most of them are now, unless it's a very old device. Or 2, it cannot be locked with the current carrier. Okay. Now, how do I know if it's locked? Maybe the customer doesn't know if they still owe money. Maybe you guys, obviously, you're not going to be, we don't give you guys a crystal ball, but we do give you a tablet. All right. On the tablets, you can use this link right here, BYOD section of the playbook. You can go quickly to this link. This is a bookmark link on all your tablets. When you go to that link, it's going to ask you for the IMEI number off of that device. All right. So if it's an Android, or a Apple device, you just quickly go to the settings, you go scroll down to device info, find the IMEI, punch it in at this website. It's going to tell you whether or not the device is one, compatible with our network, or two, if it can even be used on our network because it's carrier locked. If it comes back and says it's carrier locked with T-Mobile or AT&T, again, the customer would have to pay it off before they can use that device on our network. Okay. Any questions on how that works if they're bringing their own device over, how you can quickly check it right here with this link? Again, this is crucial, guys, because if you don't do this, our ordering system will still let you place that order. It will still let you bring that device over. And then guess what happens when the customer goes to activate that phone on our network? They're not going to be able to do it. But yet you set them up with an order, they're going to get billed from us and they can't use their device. So they're either going to have to, one, be forced to call AT&T or T-Mobile, get it paid off, or two, they're going to have to purchase a device from us at that point, a new device from us. And then that's just a whole different ballgame. So this is definitely a crucial piece when you are bringing over a device from a current carrier.
Derrick, I have a quick question. Maybe some of you guys are thinking this as well.
Yeah.
Inside of Omni, when we're processing the order and it allows us to put the number in there, it doesn't automatically check for us without us doing this step?
So great question. And I'm glad you asked that, because technically Omni, the ordering system, does, of course, ask you when you click on BYOD to bring your own device over, it will ask you for the IMEI number. Now it does a check, right? It does check, but it's not 100% accurate, Quincy. I'll be honest with you. So that's why I say definitely use this method first, because if you rely on Omni, like I said, it's still going to let you process the order, but it may have a false or positive when it should be a negative result, right? When you go to actually plug in that IMEI. So yeah, Omni does run the check, if you will, but it's not always accurate. This is what you want to check every time. You want to go to this bookmark, go to this link first before you even process your order to see if the device is logged. Yep. Great question. Okay. So that's if a customer is bringing their device over. Now, I'm just going to scroll back up real quick, and I'm going to go to the device promotion section. And you guys can see on the device promotion section, we have two different sections. One for bring your own device, BYOD, smartphone promotions. And then the other one is this section that starts with digital exclusive promotions. That's if a customer is buying a phone or getting a phone from us. So let's go through the BYOD offer real quick, since we're already talking about that. You can see the date range. This offer started on October 4th. It runs through January 3rd. Now, I'm going to be honest in saying most of the time, our promotions don't last for 3 months on the wireless side. Sometimes they'll last for 3 days. Sometimes they'll last for 3 weeks. It just so happens Q4, to make it easy, to make it simple, as we head into the holiday season, you know what? Let's just do our current offers for the whole 3-month period, right? Let's get us through New Year's. All right. So with this, you'll always see under the important notes section, there usually is a plan requirement to get this offer, to get this discount. Okay. So break it down real easy for you. If you're bringing your own device over and you're going with the ultimate plan, you get a $540 bill credit. Okay. The way that works is it's broken up over a 36-month period. Okay. You'll see right here, bill credit over 36 months. So $540 divided by 36 months is a $15 bill credit per month for that customer. Okay. If they're doing the unlimited plus 360, easy math, $10 per month bill credit. On the welcome 180, it's a $5 bill credit per month when they're bringing their own device over. Okay. So again, just quick math in your head, $5 off on the welcome, $10 off on the plus, $15 on the ultimate. There is not a cap on this. You have a customer that's bringing over 8 phones. They have 8 lines. Guess what? That customer goes with 8 ultimate lines. Yes, multiply the 8 times the 540. You guys are a lot smarter than me, but that's somewhere around $4,000. Yes, they can do that. Yes, they can get that. All right. Let's say the customer wants to bring over 2 devices and they want to get 2 new devices from us. They can do that as well. They'll get the credits on whatever plan they get for those 2 devices that they're bringing over. Okay. So let's go back to the monthly pricing real quick in this scenario where they're bringing their own device over to our network. Okay. Again, it's $5 off on the unlimited welcome. It's $10 off per line on the unlimited plus, and it's $15 off per month on the unlimited ultimate. I'm going to do a quick, easy scenario real quick. All right. So let's say we got 4 phones, 4 lines. The customer's bringing over 4 iPhone 13s from T-Mobile. We check, all 4 phones are good to go. They already paid them off with T-Mobile. Perfect. The customer wants to go with unlimited welcome on all 4 of those lines. All right. Since they're bringing it over, they get that device credit each month for 36 months. It's $5 off per line. So it makes the unlimited welcome $25 off per line. So they're paying 25 bucks times 4 lines. That customer would be paying $100 per month. They don't owe us anything else unless you add the perks because they brought their own devices over. Okay. Now, question in your minds, we already got them installed with FiOS. Yes, you can double dip on the mobile and home rewards discounts along with the bring your own device discount. I know you guys are asking that. I can see it in your minds. So yes, they would get the $5 bring your own device credit off of the unlimited welcome, making it $25 per month. And yes, they would save an additional $10 off per line if you did a good job of selling and got them FiOS installed first, right? They would save that $10. So instead of 25, it now comes down to $15 per line for 4 lines on the unlimited welcome. Quick math, that's $60 per month for 4 lines of service on unlimited welcome with Verizon Wireless if you have an existing FiOS customer. Where else are you going to get that? You ain't going to Cricket, I can tell you that. You're not going to Metro PCS and getting that price. Okay? So get them FiOS, bring their own devices if you can, and they're going to save a lot of money, a lot of value there, right? So I'll use a different scenario real quick just to kind of do another scenario. So let's say with 4 lines, let's say the customer is bringing over 3 devices, all right? They want 1 new phone from us. We'll talk about new phones in a minute, but they have 4 lines. They want to bring over 3 devices. We check, all 3 are good to go, and they want to get 1 new phone from us. 2 of the 4 lines, they want to go with Unlimited Plus. Now, since they're bringing 2 phones over, make sure the 2 out of the 3 that they're bringing over go on the plus for that better discount. You don't want to put both of those on the welcome because then they're only saving $5 per month, right? So make sure those 2 lines are brought over on the plus. That would save them $10 per month on the plus. So it brings the $45 per month down to $35 per month, all right, on each of those. So those first 2 they're bringing over, 35 each, that's 70 bucks. And then they're bringing over 1 other device, and they want to put those other 2 lines on the welcome. So 1 other device they're bringing over goes on the welcome. That saves them $5 on the welcome line. That's 25 bucks. And then since they're getting a new phone from us, that 4th line would be at the $30 per month for that unlimited welcome at the 4-line pricing. All right, so it's $55, 30 and 25 for the 2 on the welcome. It's 90 for the 2 on the plus, minus the 10 for each one of those. So it's $70. So 70 plus 55 is $125 per month. Again, just to recap that scenario, 4 phones bringing over 3, 2 go on the plus, 1 goes, or the other 2 go on the welcome, but they're bringing 1 over on the welcome as well. I know that was a lot, but again, that's the easiest sell for you guys, to be honest with you. If you have a customer that wants to bring their own devices over, 1, because you're not having to sell them a new device, and then the cost of that new device, which we'll talk about in just a minute, you're bringing their device over and you're giving them a better discount off of their monthly plans with us by doing that, okay? Any questions on how to bring the device over or how the discounts work? $5 off per line on the welcome, 10 off the plus, 15 off of the ultimate.
Derrick, we have a question. Christopher, let me unmute you.
Yes.
Hey, how you doing? Good morning, everybody.
Okay.
All right, so my question was, when you say you bringing over the phone and you were speaking on the discounts, like, I was kind of having a hard time hearing you, right? So you were saying if you bring over 3 phones, right? Let's just say we talking about 3 phones. You bring over 3 devices. You were saying they get 3 devices from us, correct?
No, if they bring their own device, that would be a scenario they're not getting devices from Verizon. So they're bringing all phones from T-Mobile. Like they have T-Mobile currently, and they have 3 iPhone 14s, and they want to bring all 3 of those phones and use those same devices on our network. Yeah, that would be the scenario there.
Okay, all right, yeah, because all right, say no more.
Yep, and if they do that, and again, depending on what plan they go with, if they go with the welcome, it's a $5 bill credit. If they go with the plus, it's a $10 bill credit. And if they go with the ultimate, it's a $15 bill credit. So in your scenario, 3 phones, bringing all 3 over from T-Mobile, let's just keep it simple real quick. They want to bring all 3 over and they want to do the welcome plan. So those would be $5 per month off the $40 price. So it'd be $35 per month for each of those 3 lines. They'd be looking at $105 per month for those that's on the welcome.
Okay, all right, I got it.
Again, they can put one of them on the plus if they wanted. So if they put one on the plus, they would get a $10 bill credit per month off of the plus price. So that would be $45 per month for the one on the plus, because they're saving that 10. And then the other 2 would be $35 a month because they're saving $5 off on the 2 on the welcome. So 70 and 45 is $115 per month. Hopefully you guys are good at math. If not, you'll have to get good at math real quick and just write it down, right? Yeah, man. Use the old paper pencil to add this stuff up after you discount it, you know. So yeah.
So it actually helps thicken it, and when you take those it's unmistakable.
Any other ones out there?
You know what, Derrick? I have a question. Isn't there a calculator that we can use to be able to shorten the time that we have to use a calculator?
Yes, absolutely. Give me 1 second. Now, the fortunate thing about the calculator, are you guys seeing me change my screen? I got to move this around. If you go to vzdaily.com, oops. I don't know. Can you guys still see my screen where I'm on Discovery Daily Sales Tools, or did it change the screen that I'm on?
Yes, we can see your screen. Thank you.
If you go to daily.com, have a lot of information for you guys. It'll have all the promos and everything, when they end, when they're expiring, things like that. On the top right corner, you should see a button that says calculate. Do you guys see that?
Yes.
You do. Perfect. Okay. And then what you want to do is go to the unlimited plan calculator, of course, right? So here's where, again, it's going to calculate the auto pay discount automatically for you. But line 1, ignore the old plans because you guys won't sell these old plans. Just go down to the bottom 3, unlimited welcome, plus, or ultimate. So let's go with 1 line on welcome, another line on welcome, and then the 3rd line we're going to do plus. So we've got 3 total lines for the customer. 2 of them are on welcome, 1 of them are on plus, $135 per month. Now this is the normal pricing for those 3 lines. This doesn't count home rewards discount. This doesn't calculate the bring your own device credit discounts. So that's where you guys will just have to subtract from here, right? This is worst case scenario. Now let's start subtracting for you, Mr. Customer. You've got 3 lines. We already got your final service order placed. So you're going to save 10 off per line. That's a total of $30. So instead of $135, you'll be paying $105 since you're a loyal customer with us on wireless and Fios. Okay. If you're bringing your own devices over for these 3 lines, It's 5 off on the welcome, another 5 off for the second welcome, and then 10 off for the plus. So that would save that customer $20 per month. They have FiOS and they're bringing their devices over. That would bring this down to $85 per month for all 3 lines for that customer. Okay, so yeah, there is this calculator that you guys can go to, Quincy. Hopefully that's helpful. And again, there's a lot of tools on here. Don't get overwhelmed by this. If you just want that calculator, you can just keep this up and then go to the calculators to quickly, pick what lines you're doing and how many you're doing, and it'll tell you the total cost right here. So, yep, that's another great tool for you guys to use.
Thank you, Derrick. That's sexy.
Absolutely. All right, let's go back to the playbook real quick. All right, we talked about bringing your own devices over. Now let's talk about new phones. A customer wants a new device from us. We usually always have like a new iPhone promo, usually a new Samsung or one of the popular Android phones as a quote unquote promo. But if a customer is purchasing a device from us, they have 2 options. One option is to pay me full retail price for the phone. You guys do know that that's pretty expensive. Like an iPhone 14 Plus is probably around $1,000. So they would have to give us $1,000 up front if they wanted to pay the full retail price for that phone. Or we also have the device payment plan. Okay. So customers that are eligible for that, and I say eligible, that's based off of credit. We'll talk about credit in just a minute. Those customers can pay that device off, an iPhone 14 Plus broken over a 36-month period. Again, let's just do simple math. Let's say that phone is $1,000. That would be $33 per month on the device payment plan. Okay. So again, they can pay full retail price for us if they got money like that, or they can set up the device payment plan. Okay, broken up over a 36-month period. Again, like a $1,000 phone full retail value would be $33 per month. Okay, that's again what I was talking about. That's where it might be a little bit tricky because you're talking about a lot more monthly payment for the customer on top of the plan that we got them, and then device payment plan for the phone itself, right? Okay, so what do we do for those customers? We have iPhone offers. You'll see them listed here. Again, normally these change often, but they're good from October 5th through January 3rd. Okay. Customers can get an iPhone 14 Pro Max for $0 per month. Now, again, over on the right-hand side is where you'll see it says select unlimited plans are required. I will go ahead and just tell you up front, the first 2 you can only get on the ultimate plan. All right. Normally the best phones, got to get the best plan, right, to get that deal. When you go down here to the iPhone 14 Plus as low as $0 per month, this one they can go with any plan. They can go with the Ultimate, Unlimited Plus, or Unlimited Welcome. This is your bread and butter. This is your go-to. Don't get confused. Don't try to pitch a million different things. Right now, this is the best offer that we have if a customer wants a new device from us. All right. iPhone 14 Plus as low as $0 per month on any one of the plans, Welcome Plus or Unlimited. All right. Now, I talked about this phone normally retails around $1,000 per month. The customers do have to be credit worthy to get this phone for this $0 per month. And again, the way that that works is that $1,000, they'll see it on their bill as the $33 per month, but then they'll see a $33 bill credit. That's what this BIC stands for, over 36 months. Okay, so what we do is we just give them a credit for that device payment each month for this phone. So that's where that's why it's $0 per month, or as low as $0 per month. Okay, the reason why that first as low as part comes into play is because again, it's based off their credit check. I'll go into that in just a few minutes and help clarify how that works. If they don't have credit up to that $1,000 for the full retail value of this phone, okay? But this right here, this is your go-to when you're out there pitching. If you got an Apple user, iPhone 14 Plus is free right now, Mr. Customer. You want that 15? You're probably going to have to wait a while because it's still on back order. Let me get you the free 14 Plus for right now. Let's go with, you know what I mean? So this is, again, the best offer that we have on an iPhone because you don't have to worry about what plan you're doing. You can pitch the phone first, then worry about the plan later. If you really want to sell them a Pro Max, then you know in the back of your mind, you got to sell them the ultimate plan. Probably not going to work out, right? So here's another offer, the Moto Edge 5G. That's as low as $0. When you guys see the term CPO, that's certified pre-owned. Those devices are going to work. They're in good quality. I don't know if you guys have ever bought one before yourself, but those are used devices. They got traded in. Our technicians checked the phone out, refurbished it, got it in good working condition, did all the battery testing. It's not going to have a cracked or damaged screen. It's not like the housing is going to have this huge dent in it. It's going to look and feel like a brand new phone, but it's not going to be brand new. That's a great option as a backup for the credit challenged customers that may not qualify for the financing to do an iPhone 14 Plus, for instance. Okay. But this right here, they can still get a free certified pre-owned for as little as $0 a month when they go with Welcome or Plus. Okay. So this is a good offer as well to kind of have in your back pocket if and when you have a credit challenge customer that may not be eligible for the $1,000 phone. The certified pre-owned phones, like a 14, is probably around $300 or $400, roughly, if you will. So maybe they have enough financing limit to get the free pre-owned iPhone 14 as opposed to a brand new 14 Plus. All right. So again, if they're getting devices from us, they can purchase it outright or do the device payment. These are your free phone, in quotation mark, free phone offers that we have right now. Okay. Normally what we do also is we'll have trade-in offers, or this one, for instance, is for an iPhone 15. I'm not going to go into too much detail on these because these can be a little bit more trickier, because a trade-in offer or a specific iPhone 15 launch offer requires specific phones to be traded in. Like, I'll tell you straight up, this Apple device promo, you got to trade in a 14 Pro Max to get the iPhone 15 for free. I mean, it's not, you know what I mean? I just got the 14 Pro Max last week. What you talking about? I don't want to trade that in yet. And so you guys can read up on these. There are hundreds of offers out there. But again, your go-to, your quick pitch should be whatever free iPhone, offer that we have if the customer wants to take phone from us. All right. Here's some additional offers. Again, these are your trade-in offers. The way that the trade-ins work, if we're running a specific trade-in offer, sometimes customers can get a little bit more value out of their trade-in, but you guys can also, during the Omni flow, do a normal everyday trade-in. Like, let's just say, for instance, the customer has an iPhone 10 that's just been sitting in their drawer for 3 years collecting dust. There's nothing wrong with the phone. They just haven't used it. They don't want it anymore. You can do a trade-in. And again, the way that the trade-ins work, in Omni, it'll ask you some information on the phone. What model is it? What make is it? What is the visual condition of it? All that good stuff. And it'll tell you an estimated value. So let's say the estimated value of that iPhone 10 is $100. Once we get the device, we check it in. We'll provide a bill credit for that device. Again, it's broken up over a 36-month period. Same thing as the bring your own device credit. Okay. So $100 over a 36-month period, the customer saves another $3 or $4 off their bill each month if they traded in that iPhone 10 that they just had sitting in their drawer collecting dust. Okay. Now, a really cool offer that we have, and again, they extended this through January 3rd, is what we call our switcher offer. Customers can get a $200 Verizon gift card when they port in their number and purchase an eligible device on the Ultimate or the Plus plans. Okay. So this is a really cool offer. We normally don't do things like this, but this is kind of our fourth quarter holiday offer. So the customers would port in their number from T-Mobile or AT&T, and then they would purchase, let's just say, an iPhone 14 from us. They can get a $200 switcher Verizon gift card. Okay. So they'll get that. Again, it's the kind of the same way as all the other gift card promotions that we run on the FIO side. They have to fill out the redemption offer for it. They'll get the $200 gift card sent to them. Pretty cool offer right now on top of everything else that we have going on. So again, you guys will never memorize all of these offers. Have one, maybe two go-to offers in your pocket, right? Again, 95% of the door-to-door guys that we have out here selling wireless, guess what they're selling right now? The iPhone 14 Plus free when they're doing a new device for a customer. Don't overcomplicate it, guys. All right. If you want to master all of this stuff, and you can, by all means, if you want to be a pro at it, but your go-to, your starter offer should be this. Your backup would be a certified pre-owned if the customer's credit is not so good, right? If they want to bring their own device, perfect. Let's just bring your own device. I ain't even got to worry about selling you a phone. I ain't even got to worry about all of these different moving parts with a new device promo and offer or the device payment plan. Okay. So we talked about the plans, we talked about the perks, we talked about the pricing, phones, bring your own, or you want one from me, okay? And then of course the promotional offers if you're getting one from me or if you are bringing your own over. Because we got promotions for both. You want to bring that device over? Cool, I've got an offer for you. You want to get a new one from me? Cool, here's what I have an offer for you, okay? So I know we're kind of running short on time, but I did want to show you guys the Omni selling platform as well, real quick, Quincy. Does anybody have any questions on anything I've covered so far before we transition to that? I don't know if Quincy's still there. He may have stepped away. Um, if you guys want to just put it in the chat, or you know what, we'll do a follow-up session after this as well. But I do want to just kind of quickly go through Omni, the selling platform, with you guys. Okay. All right. Can it, All right, can everybody see my screen where it says before logging into Omni? If somebody could just put their hand up virtually and let me know if you can see the screen right now that this says before logging into Omni. Can somebody shake their head? Fred, Stephen, Chris, I see you guys. Can you just shake your head if you can see the screen where it says before logging into Omni? Can't see it. Okay, let me do this real quick. Thanks so much, Stephen. Let me close this out. Stop sharing real quick. See if I can reshare. Separate window. That might have been why you guys couldn't see it. What about now? Can you guys see this screen where it says before logging into Omni? Yes, perfect. Thank you so much for clarifying that. All right, so this right here, guys, on the tablets. I know you guys have been used to using smart leads on the tablets for years now that you've been on the program. You'll still have smart leads. It'll still be there. That's a backup option. What you want to start using now is Omni, well, POS 2.0, excuse me. This is the icon that you'll want to log into now going forward, okay? You do want to make sure that you're connected to the VPN. Usually on the top right corner, you'll see if the tablet is connected to VPN. It'll have VPN listed at the top right. If not, click on this orange icon with the hand and the key in it. Make sure it says connect, all right, so that you connect to our VPN. If not, you won't be able to log into POS 2.0, all right? Stored within POS 2.0 is Smartly. It's going to look very similar to what you guys have been using for years now, all right? Same concept there, all right? The only way to sell wireless through Omni is by logging into POS 2.0. If you're going to Smart Leads, you can still sell FiOS, but you won't be able to sell wireless. Okay. If you guys are having trouble logging into POS 2.0, get that feedback back to Quincy. We'll see if your ID is set up properly. Okay. If you get some kind of login error, just definitely give us that feedback. Let us know. Okay. But again, make sure you're logging into POS 2.0 now going forward. All right. It's going to look very similar. Again, once you go to that icon, it's going to ask you for your SSO credentials and your password. So you'll log in like normal. Okay. You guys are used to what this screen looks like every time you've logged into Smartly. So I'm just going to quickly skip through this real quick. hopefully. Wait, does it want to load? All right, it doesn't want to load for me. Give me 1 second. Let me try to reload it. Sorry about that, guys. I'm going through it again real quick. All right, this is just so you guys know, this is the actual Omni training that's in VZ Learn. So you guys can take this if you need to refer back to this training course. Hopefully it agrees with us this time. All right. So once you click on, so once you get here, you may see your profile listed. Just make sure you click on your profile and your role once you get to this screen. Okay. It may ask you for your company. You might have a location. Like if you're in Philly, it may say Philly. If you're in Richmond, it may say Richmond, for instance, kind of like how it's listed out here. So just pick your location. So it may look a little bit different than you used to, but once you go through those steps, you'll just click log in. All right, let's go. So now, once you log in, you guys are used to this, right? You'll see it as usual,
Hey,
your
Derek?
leads. Yes, sorry, Quincy. Yes.
No, listen, I'm sorry. So we can't see what you're explaining to us. What we see is PowerPoint presentation, pretty
Oh,
big.
you're still. I apologize. Give me 1 second. Let me stop sharing. What about now? Do you see like smart leads and what it looks like when you guys log into smart leads and everything?
Absolutely. We can see it now. Thumbs up.
All right. Yep. Thank you so much, Quincy. Appreciate that. So once you guys get logged in, this is going to look very familiar to you, right? Once you get here, all right, so what we want to do is select our leads, of course. Now, once you select your leads, this is where all of your leads are normally stored, right? So you go and knock on this customer's house and things like that. To be able to sell wireless to one of your leads, you would click on the lead, and I'll show you that in just a moment. But a recent feature that you don't see on your screen here, but you will on the tablets, up on the top right, it'll be in between the words where it says filter, working list, and map. You'll have an option for address search. So to actually sell wireless to a customer you don't have a lead to, Quincy, you probably know this hopefully by now, you can actually manually search for an address. If you manually search for an address, you can sell them wireless, of course. You wouldn't be able to sell them FiOS without an actual lead. Okay. So maybe you're working in MDU and a customer across the hall stops you. Hey, what are you here for? Oh, I'm selling wireless products or Verizon products. Oh yeah, I wanted to get a new phone. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? So if you don't have a lead for that customer, you would just manually put in their address on the address search bar that's now included at the top of the screen. Okay. But if you're working from your leads and you knock on John Smith's door at 30 Independence, right? If you wanted to sell John Smith FiOS and wireless, okay, We would click on the lead like we normally would. Now, what you guys will see is that at the bottom, you'll see two links, two options. One to start FIOS order, and then one to start VZW order, okay? So maybe John Smith only wants FIOS. Cool. You hit start FIOS order, takes you into optics. You do the same thing you guys have done forever, right? If you hit VZW order, it'll take you into the Omni ordering tool to process the customer's wireless order. Okay? So let's do that. All right, once I click on wireless start VZW order, I'm going to go through Omni, right? Add new customer. So that's what you guys will do. You saw his name was there. The first step that you guys will do, of course, is the credit application. That's the first thing it's going to take you through in Omni. Pretty cool, right? Because then you know what devices or what the payment plan looks like for the customer, what their credit looks like, what their device limit looks like, and all that good stuff. Okay. So this is going to look very similar to what you do on the FIO side, where you're sending them a link for them to pull it up on their device. It's sent either text message or email for them to run their credit check, right? You want to make sure this co-browse feature is on, because you won't see the customer putting in their social or date of birth and all that, but that way you know what step they're on as well. Okay, so make sure it's green for co-browse. All right, here's where you can send them the email or SMS and then just hit send. Okay, once you do that, this is what it looks like on the customer screen. Once they retrieve that SMS text or the email, they'll fill this information out. They'll put in their date of birth and social, that they're okay with us running their credit check, and then you hit submit. All right. All that information is going to populate on your screen, except for their, pertinent information, right? Except for their social, except for their date of birth, all of that CP&I information. So it'll populate their name, their address, all that good stuff. You come here and you click on the Run Credit button. Okay. Now, once you get to this screen, this is either going to be a good thing or a bad thing. Okay. When you see this populate, it says approved, their application number, it's approved for one line, it may be approved for 10 lines, may be approved for, yada, yada, yada. Device finance limit is an important thing for you guys to look at. So is the total financing limit, okay? Device finance limit, that's a per device. So when it says 1,500, that's basically the most expensive phone we have. They can get the most expensive phone we have. That's no problem. When it says total financing, all right, let's say the customer wants 5 phones from us. They want to purchase 5 iPhone 14s from us. The retail value on those 5 iPhone 14s is $1,000 each. That's going to exceed their financing limit, their total financing limit with Verizon. So they can only finance 4 iPhone 14s from Verizon at $1,000 each, because their total device finance limit is $4,000. If they wanted that 5th one, they're going to have to buy that 5th one outright. Okay, they're going to have to pay $1,000 up front for that 5th iPhone 14. Okay, so this is kind of an important screen. Again, that's why it's at the very beginning of your order, because you go ahead and run the credit check to see what the customer is eligible for from a financing perspective. Now, let's just backtrack for just a moment. The iPhone 14 plus $1,000, we said it was free with our current offers, right? That still gets applied to the total device limit as a quote unquote retail price. Okay. So yes, they would be able to get that iPhone 14 free. It's broken up over the 36-month period, and they can get up to 4 of those because they retail at $1,000 a piece. Okay. If they had a total finance limit of only $1,000, that's where I was saying earlier, you may want to just use a fallback of the CPO, the certified pre-owned offers, if the customers need devices from us, okay? If they want devices from us, and it's all based off of their finance limit, okay? You can work with it. Like I said, you can get them 1 free, you know what I mean? 1 of the new ones free, and then do 2 or 3 of the certified pre-owned ones. I would always ask the customer, Mr. Customer, are you sure, based on your credit limit with us, I can only get you X, Y, and Z. Are you sure you don't have a phone that you're currently using that maybe we can check and see if you can bring that device over? And then that way you can keep using your same phone, maybe build your credit up with Verizon, and then in 6 months or a year's time, we can see if we can get you one of those new iPhone 14 or 15s. You know what I mean? So you've got some options there, even if the customer has a lower device limit than what they were hoping for before you ran the credit check. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is definitely an important step. Hopefully everything I said made sense there in terms of what devices you can and can't get for a customer. Quincy, I don't know if you want to have anybody ask any questions. I know we're kind of running over. I'm good on time. I just don't want to take up too much of your all's time today if you don't have any. So
thank you, Mr. Workman. We really do appreciate your time. Guys, do you have any questions? Mr. Workman, I can tell you that it's pretty rare that you leave a training and you don't have any questions. So I think that you've done an amazing job. All right, guys, let's drop some fire in the chat. Stephen, you have a question? Buzzer beater. Let me get you in here. Let me make sure I take you off mute. All right, you should be good now.
Yeah, so for the credit check,
Yep.
if a customer has to pay a deposit, does that affect the amount of lines or the amount of phones they can get, or does that affect the order at all?
Great question. So I'm gonna go back here real quick to that credit check screen. With Fios, we had deposits. With wireless, we don't have deposits anymore. Okay. When we transitioned over to device payment plans for customers, we did away with the quote unquote deposit requirement. That would have been an upfront cost. We don't have that anymore. All right. So we run the credit check, and based on the customer's credit, of course, they will have a total financing limit with us. Okay. Now, let's just say, for instance, instead of it saying $4,000, it says $400 on the screen. So the customer can only finance up to $400 with Verizon, but they want an iPhone 14 Plus. The iPhone 14 Plus retails at $1,000. They can finance up to $400 towards that iPhone 14 Plus, but they got to pay us $600 difference upfront today if their heart is set on that phone. So it's not really a deposit, it's a payment that they'll have to pay. You know what I mean? That's kind of the one-time upfront cost based on your credit check. So that's why I say most customers don't have $600 in their pockets right now today to put towards that phone. So instead of getting an iPhone 14 Plus brand new that's $1,000, let me check my certified pre-owned stock for you, Mr. Customer. Oh, look, we do. We have an iPhone 14 Plus, the same phone you wanted. It's in a certified pre-owned quality. That one right now is going for the $400 that your financing limit is up to. So then you wouldn't have to pay anything out of pocket if I get you a certified pre-owned device. Okay. So again, that's kind of how that works, Stephen. Hopefully that answered your question. It's not so much a quote unquote deposit, because the deposits back in the day were non-refundable. They wouldn't even get it back. So today it's, what is your financing limit? What phone do you want? And then are you willing to pay the difference up front if your financing limit is not enough to cover the phone that you want? Okay. Or phones, I guess, if they want more than one phone, right? So yeah, again, it all depends on this financing limit. Again, if it's not very much, like $4,000, we're probably good to go, right? Yeah, that's awesome. Let's get you all those new iPhones you want, Mr. Customer. But if it's $1,000 or less, you might have to do some wiggling, some finagling with the customer to get them over. I mean, you got options. Like I said, first option is, are you sure you don't have a phone that we can bring over to our network? And that way you don't even have to spend $1,000 towards a new phone. Oh, you have an iPhone 12. Well, it still works? Cool. Let me check and see if I can get that phone brought over. All right. And then, like I said, in 6 months to a year, after you've established better credit with Verizon, then we can see about getting you one of those brand new iPhones from us. Okay. Or you can go to the certified pre-owned route. Instead of getting that brand new one, I'm going to get you a quality device, same phone you want. It's just going to be used, you know what I mean? It's still going to work just fine though, Mr. Customer. So those are kind of your backup options if the total device financing limit isn't quite where you need it to be. Okay.
Thank you. Stephen, was that your question? Did you have more? All right. I believe Christopher. Christopher, did you have a question? Let me find you, buddy. You are now able to come off mute. Okay, I'm sorry, Stephen, you still have another question. It didn't answer your question. Hold on 1 second. Let me unmute you.
No, I mean, I don't have another question. He answered the question.
Perfect. All right. Guys, this is gold. Being able to have the opportunity to get all of your questions asked is gold. Let's do this. Any other questions? After you find out the financial limit, what is the shipping fee of the phone and taxes and fees that they have to pay up front so that phone gets sent to them? Okay, so Maria asked the question. She said, after you find out the financing limit, what is the shipping fee of the phone and the taxes and fees that they have to pay up front?
Yeah, great question, Maria. Thanks so much. I was going to get to that in just a minute, but glad you asked it. So up front, normally, and this is one of the best things about the door-to-door channel. You guys have an exclusive offer. You're the only ones that have this offer, okay? So you can say that to a customer. They cannot go to a retail store. They cannot go online. They cannot call 1-800-Verizon and get their activation fee waived. The way they get their activation fee waived is by you standing there with them, you placing their order, all right? Normally, the activation fee is $35 per line. If they go online, $35 per line. They call the 800 number, they go into a retail store, they're paying $35 per line for a quote unquote activation fee. You guys waive that for them. So if they've got 4 lines, they go to a retail store, that's $140 that gets added onto their bill by going to the store as opposed to placing their order with you. Okay. So that's kind of your one-time fee, if you will, up front. Again, you guys waive it. They can't get it anywhere else. You're the only ones that have that for them. Okay. So great offer for the door-to-door channel. $35 per line activations waived. Now, in terms of shipping, we offer free 2 to 3 day shipping on anything that you order for a customer. So if you get them a phone, you get them an Apple Watch, whatever it is you're putting into the order, it's free 2 to 3 day shipping. Now, if the customer needs it next day, they're going to have to pay next day shipping, right? So whatever the rate is for FedEx or UPS, it'll come up in the system. It'll show you how much that is, but it's free 2 to 3 day shipping for everything that you guys ship out to the customers. They never have to pay for that unless, again, they want expedited shipping, and that would be a choice on the customer's behalf. Okay. In terms of taxes, that's a great question because we do charge the customers taxes for any phone that they get from us. So let's keep it simple real quick. An iPhone 14 Plus, retail value of that phone is $1,000. I live in Virginia. State sales tax on is 4.5%. So 4.5% of 1,000 is $45. Yes, that customer would have to pay $45 upfront today to get that device, right? It goes on a credit card. You'll refresh the link in Omni that they use for their credit check. They pull the link back up. They enter in all of their credit card information. It has to go on a credit card, that $45 charge. They do pay that upfront right now today. Now, even if I'm getting that iPhone 14 Plus, quote unquote, free, my financing limit was good, that's the phone I want, it's free every month, right, with the device payment plan because it's the offer, I still have to pay that taxes, regardless if it's a quote unquote free device or not. Okay. So yes, the thing that you guys and you guys aren't quote unquote collecting the money, right? It's just going into the system. The customer puts in their credit card information. That's the only way that the customers can pay for the taxes on those devices. So if they're bringing their own device, no, they don't pay one penny with you today at all. But if they're getting a device from us, yes, they would pay the quote unquote state tax, whatever that is for your state that you live in, on the regular retail value of that phone. That does have to be collected upfront today. Yeah, I see where Chanel put 40 to 50 to $70. Yeah, that's again based on how much the retail value of the phone is, and then again what state the customer lives in. Okay.
Thank you. Now, Stephen has a question. Stephen, you can come off mute.
Yes, so that tax, it's per device. So if a customer orders, let's say 4 devices, it's 45 times 4.
Yeah, in that scenario, yeah, absolutely.
Thanks.
Yep. So that customer would be 180. Yes. So that's how much that customer would have to pay upfront today. They do have to pay the taxes on each phone that they're getting from us. And again, it's based off the state sales tax, and it's based off of the quote unquote full retail value of the phone. And some states is, like Florida, for instance, there's no state sales tax. So those customers that live in Florida would not have to pay that upfront, right? Yep. So again, it's based off of that. Yeah, they're lucky, right? So no, you guys can't move to Florida and sell nothing but wireless. Just kidding. You move wherever you want to.
Not yet. Any other questions, guys? Listen, Mr. Workman, silence is golden, like we always like to say. I really appreciate your time. You do not know how much this helps us. Guys, we got to go out there and blow it up now. All right.
Yeah. Anthony asked a quick question in the chat, Quincy. It says, do we take the phone they're trading? No. What happens if you're trading in the device is we will ship the customer a return package. Either FedEx or UPS will drop them off an empty box with a return shipping label to their home address. They package up the phone, put everything in there, slap that return label on it, and then obviously have FedEx or UPS come by, pick it back up, or go to a FedEx or UPS store and drop that return package off. Yep, that's the way that works. Yep.
I did not know that. Great question. What else?
Yeah. Quincy, do you to quickly go through the rest of Omni? I don't know if you guys have time. If you don't, no worries. We can do another follow up or what have you. I have time. I don't mind. Like I said, if you guys want me to go through the rest of Omni.
I'm going to speak for everybody and say, please go through the rest of Omni. We also are recording this so that we can actually have this for training value. So let's do it.
Yep. So if we're good to go on the credit, financing limit is good. What we do is we hit this button that says start postpaid order. Okay. Now, when we get to this screen, how many lines do you want? All right. So either 1 line, 2 line, 3 lines, and so forth, right? Where it says generate MDN, that's a mobile device number. So that's where you're doing 1 line and you want to generate a new number for the customer. Okay. So here's where it'll pick out, this is where the customer lives based off of their city and zip. It'll give you the prefix, right? 741, 741. And then, it'll randomly generate a new telephone number for that customer. Okay. If they want to keep their phone number, you'll hit skip mobile device number. And in the following screen, it'll actually let you port in their existing number from their existing carrier. I will say it can be a little tricky to do it at point of sale because you do have to have the full account number from that current carrier, and you do have to have a device transfer PIN from that current carrier. Customers don't always have that information right on hand. So yes, you can skip that, generate a new number for them for now, and then once they go to activate their phone on our network, then they can port in their number at a later time. Okay, so it is a little tricky. You don't have to do it right now today. It is a good idea to do it if you can, but if the customer doesn't have that information, no worries. Okay, so I'm just going to generate a new number for this customer. Now, yeah, here's the information on I want to bring my number with me. So instead, again, these are the steps to take. Generate new number. So instead of generating the new number here, we'll actually hit the drop down and click on port number from another carrier. Okay. And again, it asks you for a lot of information if you're porting the number from the current carrier. Okay. Obviously, you need the number, you need the account number, you need the account PIN or password that's on the account, and then it'll let you port the number over. See right here, it automatically pulled it up. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward. And I'll be honest with saying, guys, don't be afraid of Omni. You can again take this training at your leisure if you need to go back and refer to it. But dive right in. It's pretty simple. You run the credit check. You figure out if the customer wants to keep their number or generate a new number, and then you come here, right? And this is about the last screen I can show you, unfortunately. But after the screen, really, it's just as simple as you pay the taxes, you'll send them that link to pay the taxes, and you confirm their shipping address, and you place the order. But this screen here, this is where you can add customer-provided equipment. You see this box right here? This is where they would bring their own device to us. So that's why that button says Add Customer-Provided Equipment. You can shop for new devices from here if you want, where this button underneath the customer provided equipment says shop new devices. This is if they want to buy a phone from us, okay? You'll see the trade-in button right here. If you click that, you can do the trade-in thing that we discussed, right? This, and then you'll see the plan. Let me click through this real quick, and then I'll show you how you can actually pick the plan and change the plan. You can do it any number of ways you want. You can pick the plan first, or you can pick the devices first. It doesn't matter, right? So here's where we would pick the phone. I want an iPhone 12 Pro Max. Cool. What color do I want? All right, going with the gold, going with the black, blue, or silver. And then what storage capacity do I want as well? 128, 256, or 512. And then here's where I would do the device payment plan, or I want to pay 1,100 bucks out front. Yeah, I got it like that. Just got paid this week. Heck yeah. Give me 4 of those. I got $4,500 in my account. I'm just kidding. I don't. So I probably want to do device payment plan, right? And then you just click on ship it. Y'all want any accessories? And then hit ship it. Okay. Again, here's a scenario where I want to bring my own device. You would click this box right here that says customer provided equipment. Should be turning blue now for me. Yep. And this is where you would actually bring their device over. Remember earlier I told you, do the check first on that carrier check. Make sure it's not locked with their current carrier. And then this is where you put in that IMEI number. Anybody that's ever activated a phone, you probably know what the IMEI number is. Again, go to settings, about phone on either Android or Apple. Be able to locate that IMEI number for that device to bring their device over. Okay. Obviously, here it tells you what the phone is, all that good stuff. And once you put in that IMEI number, it gives you the SIM number, right? Here's where you guys can sell mobile protection. All right. Again, I'm not going to teach this to you. If you want to learn about our insurance, if you will, you can learn about this on your own. But if the customer doesn't want, you just click decline device protection. Okay. But if they want the mobile protect, you can add that. If they want the total equipment protection, you guys probably know more about insurance than I ever will. So that's there if you want it. Okay. So once you're back on this screen, here's where you'll pick your plan. It defaulted this one. This again, this is a little bit older. You guys won't see play more, but here's where you would pick plan. It would either say add plan if it doesn't already have one added, or you would click change plan, and then it would come up and let you pick between welcome, plus, or ultimate. Okay, you guys won't see these. Again, this is a little bit older. More plans, and then again the perks and everything. So you just pick the plan and hit save. It'll attach that plan, whether it's welcome, plus, or ultimate, to this line, right? You would hit validate, and then you would hit continue. If you're doing multiple lines, remember on the first screen it said how many lines do you want? You'll go through each line individually. You'll go through the first line. All right, do you bring your own device, or do you buy one from us? What plan do you want for that line? So it'll take you through and you'll pick the plan and you'll pick the phone for each one of those, 3 or 4 or 5 lines. Okay. And it'll look similar to every screen that we've seen so far. Okay. Add-ons, you guys won't see this because we don't do these add-ons right now. The customers can add these later on if they want to. Shop accessories, you can add the accessories, right? And then ship those. So if they want, car chargers, Apple Watches or anything like that. All right, and then again, the trade-in thing, here's where you can do the trade-in if you want to. Here's where to ask you a few questions about the phone. What network is it on currently? Brand, model, storage, what color is it? All that good stuff. So it'll ask you all of these questions if the customer wants to trade in their phone. Okay. Enter the device ID. Can the phone be turned on? Yes or no? Is it free of cracks? Does it look like it has battery damage? All of that good stuff. So now here's where you'll get the offer for that phone. After we go through those steps, it'll tell you you'll get up to $100 credit for your phone. Okay. Does the customer want to continue or do you want to remove that trade in? Okay. Again, here's the instructions. I know there's a few questions about how that works. It kind of gives you instructions. The customer will get an email. They'll get notified when that box ships to process that trade in. All right. So from here, again, I can't show you much more after this, but it kind of just recaps everything that's on your order for now. You hit proceed to order, and then you hit review order. Okay. It'll go through. It'll kind of calculate everything. It's got your 5G Playmore, how much the monthly payment is. It'll give you the discount if the phone was discounted. So this one retails at $10.99 per month. If this was a quote unquote free phone, you'll see the credit for that as well. It'll kind of give you a monthly estimate. It'll give you due today, right? Now this one says $1,385. Hopefully you're not gonna see that. You'll just see the taxes on this device, right? That we talked about, that 30, 40, 50 bucks in taxes that the customer will have to pay. Again, you'll send them a link. But this is about as far as I can go forward in Omni. Hopefully that was helpful. Again, you guys can take this training if you at your leisure. It's right there in DZ Central for you. But yeah, I mean that's really it. Jump right in, get the exposure of talking to your customers about this. You'll learn so much just from that. Don't be afraid to dive into the system. It's pretty simple to use. If you've ever been on our website before and shopped on our website, it's very similar to the look and feel of VerizonWireless.com, guys. Okay. So, but it's pretty straightforward as far as, if you want a phone or do you want to bring your own phone? Do you want a new number? Do you want to bring your own number? What plan you want? What phone you want? If you're getting a phone from us, let's roll. You know what I mean? So I'll stop there. I think I've talked long enough, and I'll just open it up again, Quincy. If you and your team has any other questions that you want to ask me, hopefully that was helpful.
Very much so. Thank you. Guys, any questions? You can raise your hand virtually. You can drop it in the chat. I'll read it for you. Steven said no. I'm going to tell you guys, it's not that often that you leave a call, especially with Verizon, that you don't have any questions. Derrick, I just want to say I appreciate you. I thank you. Because these guys seem to be all out of questions. Now we'll go and blow it up. Oh, yeah. You have a question. Give me 1 second here. Steven is off mute.
It's not necessarily a question, more of a commentary. A lot of the information is, we're all familiar with cell phones, so it's clear. Most of my questions were answered with regard to a little of the technicalities. And then I will say that there is a lot of information. So, thank you, Quincy, that you were actually recording this so we can see it at a later time. And I'm pretty sure, throughout the days and throughout the weeks, some of this information will come back to us and we'll have more questions. But right now, I think a lot of it is self-explanatory. And then a lot of it, we just have to take it in and soak it in.
Thank you.
Just real quick too, guys, to clarify, We don't touch existing customer accounts through Omni yet. That may be coming early next year for you. So you can only do new accounts in Omni. If you have an existing customer that you're talking to and they want to maybe get a new phone or add a line, just still use that wireless referral process that we've been using for a couple of years now. So that's where telesales will actually call the customer. Once you put the referral in, they'll close the sale on your behalf if you have an existing customer. Okay. So yeah, you can only do new right now. If you have an existing customer with wireless, just do a referral if they need to make any changes to their existing account.
Thank you. New and only consumer accounts, no business accounts as well.
Correct. Yeah. For now. Yep. Exactly. Yeah.
Powerful. Powerful. Thank you very much, Mr. Workman. I'll let you have the final word and we'll go out here and blow it up.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much, guys. I appreciate it. Again, just, you know, when you're out there talking to your customers, first thing is, you know, say, hey, I got an offer that you can't get nowhere else. I'm going to waive your activation fee for every line. Okay. I got something for everybody. Don't be afraid to jump in. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to give us feedback on what you're seeing out there. I'm here to help you guys be successful in everything that you do. Okay. I'm no expert on wireless. I probably never will be. I don't expect you guys to be either. But I think I used the analogy to Quincy the other day is how did you guys learn to swim? Right? Did your parents or your grandparents just push you into the pool, say go at it? Did they actually give you swimming lessons? This is kind of one of those deals where I'm going to push you into the pool. You got to get in there. You got to do it. You got to learn on your own. And I know you guys can be successful with this. So just again, just keep in mind if the customer, a few things is, are they bringing their device? Do you want a new device? How that looks, how that works. Info manager is your best friend. Do not be afraid to take 30 minutes to an hour of your day. Go into Info Manager. You can learn about the plans, the promotions, the phones themselves. And that's where you're going to find that playbook. If you don't have that playbook in front of you at all times, you're not going to be successful. All right. So please leverage that playbook. Please have it up on your tablets every day. Again, there should be a quick link for it or bookmark. And if you guys are having trouble logging into POS 2.0, you got to let Quincy know now. All right. So nobody's letting Quincy know now. I'm going to assume everybody has already logged into POS 2.0 right now, and you're good to go out and sell wireless today, right? All right. If you're not, you got 5 minutes to check and make sure you can log into POS 2.0 before you hit the field today. All right. I'll leave it there. Thank you guys so much for your time. I appreciate it. I'm here to help you. Let me know. Thank you.